Hey there, champ! Today's Vlog-A-Day 1096. Good morning. It's Wednesday, and today is wheel repair day. I'm gonna be turning my wheel in to Brew. We'll see if they can get it done all in one day or if I'm gonna have to wait. Not sure. Just got to get the tube replaced in my tire. A couple house cleaning items before we get to the more, exciting parts of the day. One, this shirt. This shirt's for sale now. I've mentioned before, the Gustav Classic, but I did get a double extra large for someone's brother, and I can't remember who. I ordered it when I was back in Spokane, and it was obviously a pretty tumultuous time and a while ago, and the shirt took a little while to get here, and by the time it got here, I'd completely forgotten who it was for, and I can't remember if we were talking through email or Patreon or Instagram or what. So, if you're that woman for whom I purchased this shirt for her brother, please let me know so that I can get that to you. Pretty sure it's somebody who lives here in Paris. I don't normally do that, but she was just having some problems with the order, and I was, wanting to help. And now I've been carrying around an extra t-shirt for a long time. So, second thing, along those lines, my sister is helping me with some communication. Many of you may know that I've been fairly overwhelmed with a lot of my communication lately, so, well, we'll get back to that. First, waffles. What's that? Like it wasn't a lie, she's here twice. Once in a play, twice in a cafe. I'm not going on a tour though. All right, errand time. I think I found a place to develop the camera not too far from here. So my plan right now is to drop the wheel off, hopefully get the, inner tube replaced. While they're replacing it, I can walk back across the river. I gotta go across the river once, drop it off, come back across the river, drop off the disposable camera over near Bastille, and then either go back to the Peloton and work for a little bit, or go back and pick up my wheel, or, something. There's an order of operations here. We're gonna collect stuff. I'll collect stuff as we go. Oh, right, communication stuff. The basic idea behind the communication stuff is that I had to close down like story responses and a bunch of other stuff because I was just getting kind of inundated with lots and lots of messages and I couldn't get back to everybody, and I want to get back to everybody, but it was just, kind of stressing me out. So the nice thing is, theoretically, my sister's gonna be able to help me out with a chunk of it. I'm still gonna respond, to the more personalized messages, hopefully, but there are a lot of people that just end up reaching out with requests for recommendations or a lot of basic information that can be really easily just responded to quickly. And so she's gonna be diving in and helping me with some of that. And I feel like it's important to say that because I just like being open and transparent about, everything, basically. So for the variety of people that reach out to ask me if I do tours, which I don't, or if I have recommendations for tours, which I do, or if I have recommendations for this, that, the other thing, I'm working with my sister to get her up and running so she can help with that, because basically at the peak of it, I was getting a dozen or more new messages a day asking for information just through Instagram, not counting all the other locations, and it was just a little bit too much. And a lot of times that information is really easy to find. Like if you want to know where my video is on Notre Dame, you can, search for that. My sister has been building and working towards launching her own digital marketing and social media studio for a while now. I'm really excited for her to do that. I'm also really excited to be a part of it. So we'll figure out how exactly she integrates more over time, but you'll see her building into the community development elements of what I do, which is really exciting because my sister is a very important part of my own personal community. And I want to make sure that she's involved in what I'm doing. She's already been really involved in the game, doing a lot of illustrations. The Notre Dame t-shirt that you've seen is one of the illustrations she's done. So she's been around and helping, as is the Vlog-A-Day, day of the week t-shirt. So she's been really involved for a long time anyways, and it'll be really cool to get her more directly involved in interacting with the community, in a little bit more of a direct way. I don't know, I'm pretty excited about that. In the meantime, we are at Brew, which means it's time to hopefully get my wheel repaired. For those of you wondering about the wheels that we tried last time, the King Song and the Godway, it's the King Song KS 18L, or 18, I think that's for the 18-inch wheel. And then the Godway Nicola, they're both about $2,000 in euros. So they are, I won't go so far as to call them Cadillacs, but they're definitely not cheap. The wheel's in good hands. And he said he should have it done early this afternoon. So I'm gonna walk across the street and see if I can't get this developed. Camera 6 is finished, for those of you that weren't following along. And for those of you that weren't following along, in case you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, for the last couple of years, I've been slowly but steadily filling up disposable cameras as I go. And in doing so, I then get them developed and send them as postcards to my patrons. There was an on and off again thing with that, where every other one I would actually give the entire camera away to one of my patrons, but this time decided, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's get this thing developed and make some postcards again. So, for those of you that are interested in getting a postcard from Paris developed from this thing, basically everybody that's at the $5 and up level on Patreon by the end of July, but realistically by the time that everything goes through at the beginning of August, I'll be sending you a postcard. And the way we were doing it this time was I was having everybody vote on what they wanted me to take pictures of to put on the disposable camera. Since that's over early, unfortunately, I have another plan for my patrons to keep the amusement well and good enough alive. At least that's the hope. I'll tell you more about that plan here once I get this thing turned in. There's a store up here that I hope should be able to help me out. Way too easy. That was amazing. Also, I don't know if my microphone was on that whole time, but basically the place that I was looking for originally wasn't coming up on Google anymore. So I don't know what that means, but this place was technically closer to the Peloton, so it's a shorter walk back, which is nice. But anywho, pick those up tomorrow, so we should be able to at least see what the heck is on that camera tomorrow, if you want to tune in. The other thing that I'm going to be doing this afternoon is going back to Good News Coffee for a cold brew taste testing session. Fox has lined up a variety of cold brews. I'm not sure how he found them or where they're coming from, but I'm going to be going and checking that out this afternoon. Far too late in the day to be drinking cold brew, but it'll totally be worth it. I'm sure it'll be delicious. So I'm going to go sit, work for a bit, then I got to go recollect my wheel, and then we're going to go to Good News, and then tomorrow we can come back and pick up, well, tomorrow or whenever it is that I'm back in the neighborhood, we can go and pick up the photos, and then we'll know what's coming as far as the postcards are concerned, and that's kind of exciting. Alright, got some work done. Kate was there. Totally forgot to film Kate, but she's getting some work done as well. Can't wait to get into that office. So one of the things that I realized now too, after getting caught up on comments, that I should probably clarify, along with all of this, talking about like my sister helping me with my communication and being too much stuff, is going back to the whole thing about like whether or not, you know, I meet with people, or if you can say hi to me on the street, that kind of stuff. I answered it in the comment, but I know that most of you aren't going to see that comment. Basically, yeah, please say hi to me. If you see me on the street, assuming it's an appropriate time. Obviously, if I'm down on one knee proposing to somebody, that's probably not a good time to walk up and, you know, introduce yourself. But, you know, use common sense. But obviously, yeah, I love meeting people. There's no problem with meeting people, saying hi, taking photos. If you want a photo with me, please feel free to ask to get a selfie or whatever, because I'm probably not going to offer, because I feel really self-conscious being like, hey, you want a photo with me? Like, I'm so cool. So I'm more than willing to take photos of people. I do it all the time as well. So definitely don't be shy. You can always say hi. The thing is that when people ask me if I want to hang out with them, get coffee, give them a tour, do whatever it is, I'm honored. I mean, it's really, really cool. Like, and I would like to. I used to meet with more people back in the day when, you know, nobody was asking. When I was a lot smaller and people would ask occasionally, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I have time. Let's meet up. Let's go do something new, try something out together. I used to have time and space for that. But, you know, with the increased volume of questions, so increased volume of requests on that front, as well as just kind of a decreased amount of time that I have on my hands, which is ironic because you'd think that I have a little bit more time on my hands right now. I just can't say yes. There comes a point where I really need to try and focus on guarding my time, making sure that I'm spending time with friends in real life, investing in my community here in person, and getting work done. And especially on the creative side, it's really hard to get any work done if you start breaking that up with meetings or other things that are going on. Even a quick coffee gets you really out of the zone. Like, if I want to sit down and write for a while, or plan, be concentrated, actually be productive, I need a few hours to really just get into it and focus on it. And so on the one hand, I would love to spend more time meeting people, going out, grabbing coffee or drinks. Be fantastic. It's definitely not a matter of whether or not I would enjoy it, but at some point I have to draw a line, especially because I got to that point where, you know, I was being asked to go grab coffee, you know, 12, 15, 20 times in a week, given a particular week. And again, while that's an honor, I can't drink that much coffee. I would explode. It'd be really, really bad. So all that to say, thank you for reaching out. It's really cool. That shouldn't even necessarily stop you. It's just that I'm not going to be able to. And if you do see me on the street and you want to say hi, that's great. Or if I'm having a meetup, come to the meetup. We can have a drink and chat at a meetup. And yeah, I don't want to be antisocial. I don't want to not see people and talk to people. It's just there comes a point where the volume is too great and I simply can't. Which is a really weird, it's difficult to navigate because I want to be accessible, I want to be available, but I also know that there comes a point where that's just not possible anymore. We've kind of crossed that line a while ago, and I just haven't, dealt with it as directly or as well as I probably could have along the way. So hopefully that answers that question. Wasn't meaning to get into that today, but got to get into it at some point. I'm gonna go grab my wheel now, and then we'll go have some cold brew to finish out the day. So the unfortunate news is that apparently they're all out of cold brew already, but we're gonna do some different cold drink concoctions as we go.
Cold brew, okay?
Ice filter, yeah.
What?
It's just really funny because I've seen Jay's videos, his channel, and I always love seeing that like actual process. Like when it's like you're behind the camera. Well, you are behind the camera when you're watching you do these things. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Because then you get to watch what actually happens on the video.
There's a lot of technique in the food and drinking swoop. It's good. It's smooth.
Hard to be your own cameraman.
We get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you get to, only focus on your best angle. I was gonna say, it's really good. That's all I'm gonna say about this. Ah, c'est bien. On boit pas tout seul, Cheers. This was definitely a little bit more bitter, but I think it's because of the milk, right? A little bit of the lactic acid in there. But it's good. I can't, cold coffee. It's hard to go wrong. A little bit of an iced latte. Turns out he had a little cold brew after all. Oh, I want to try it, that's all. Nice and smooth. Cold brew. Seriously where it's at. Especially for summer.
Than the other ones that we've tried.
How do you like it?
It's great.
Have you ever had cold brew before?
Yes, but no, I don't have it that often because it's not that easy to have a good one.
Yeah.
So now I know where it is.
There you go. That's tasty. I like that. Papaya what?
Papaya cascara.
What's a cascara?
It's the dried fruit from the coffee grain.
Oh.
Use it in a tea.
Yeah.
I thought that would be interesting.
I have so much to learn. It's good. I really like that. Fan-freaking-tastic. That was way too much coffee for the evening, but he did put a little bit of alcohol in a couple of them to try and even it out. Delicious either way. Okay, I'm gonna end things here. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for, I can't even remember what's on my calendar for tomorrow, but I gotta go rush home and have a phone call with my sister. Should be great. Hopefully everything made sense today. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, I will, see you bright and early tomorrow morning.